Yeah, Manu Ginobili, let's talk about him. 2005, Manu Ginobili had one of the most slept-on playoff runs in NBA history. Going into the 04-05 season, Manu Ginobili is coming off a gold medal victory in the 2004 Olympics in Athens, which included a crazy buzzer beater against Serbia, as well as upsetting Team USA in the semifinals. Manu Ginobili finally became a full-time starter in his third season in the NBA at 27 years old. Averaged 16 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, making his first All-Star team.
He's a rock star, so it's nothing different to him. Camera's always on him.
Throughout that regular season, Manu Ginobili's abilities was on full display. His ability to get to the basket, create for others, his underrated athleticism, as well as his underrated defense was on full display. The Spurs were 59-23, the number 2 seed in the Western Conference. And though Tim Duncan was the clear best player on the team, Manu Ginobili is someone that Tim Duncan and Tony Parker deferred to many times in the fourth quarter to close out games, and he did that routinely throughout the season. And that continued during the playoffs too, where he increased his production, where he averaged 21.6 rebounds, 4 assists on 65% true shooting. The first 2 rounds, he went back to his 6-man role, mostly coming off the bench. In round 1, they made quick work of the young Denver Nuggets team led by Carmelo Anthony, where he led the team in scoring with 23 points per game on 65% true shooting. To put it in perspective, he took 13 shots per game, while Tim Duncan took about 19 shots per game, and Tony Parker took 16 shots per game, but he still led the team in scoring, showing how efficient he was. The next round was more of the same, averaging 20 points per game on a ridiculous 72% true shooting, winning a 6-game series against the Supersonics and Ray Allen. Now the conference finals, they go against the most talented team in the NBA, the Phoenix Suns. And Manu continued to be the same, putting out 22 points per game on 60% true shooting. This was the most offensive series of this run for the San Antonio Spurs. Tim Duncan put up 27 and 14, while Amar'e Stoudemire put up 37 and 10 at 22 years old. The most offensive series, the Spurs averaged 108 points per game. This leads into the 2005 NBA Finals, which was a classic. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. But before talking about that series, it is important to mention the 04-05 season is the first season without hand checking, when it was completely outlawed. The NBA was getting too defensive, so they had to make a rule change. I mean, the year before, we seen plenty of series where we seen games 71, 68, a lot of low scoring games. And that continued in the 05 NBA Finals. That Detroit Pistons team was a great defensive team, an all-time great defensive team. They are right there with any other defense in NBA history. The Spurs went from averaging 108 points against the Phoenix Suns to averaging 85 points per game in the finals, a 7-game series. It was a classic. Tim Duncan struggled mightily through that series, averaging 21 points per game on 47% true shooting. He had to deal with Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace. He was a focal point of the defense. Detroit was double teaming him. They were giving him hell. But one thing stayed consistent. Manu Ginobili continued to do what he was doing throughout the Western Conference. He averaged 19 points on 63% true shooting against the Pistons. The same Pistons that put Kobe Bryant in jail the previous year in 04, holding him to 22 points on 45% true shooting, but they had no answer for Manu Ginobili. He was slicing the defense, getting to the basket at will, creating for others. And then he took over in the fourth quarter of Game 7, scoring or assisting on 16 of the last 20 points for the Spurs. A lot of people think Manu Ginobili should have won MVP of the finals that year.
05 NBA Finals, Pistons, Spurs. I lost a lot of sleep because of Manu Ginobili. To me, I thought he was excellent in the series. I thought he probably deserved to get MVP.
Into the paint, spins, gets it out to Ginobili for 3. And that is a Manu trace.
He was just dominant. I mean, he really was. And we prided ourselves on trying to stop people and agitate people. We couldn't do it with Manu. He was just that great of a player.
So that concludes the video. Look, I just wanted to highlight a great performance by Manu Ginobili, one of my favorite players growing up. And like I said before, that 05 final series was a great series. If you want to see a defensive battle, you should go back and watch it before the season starts. I know we're about to see a whole lot of offense this upcoming season, so go check it out. If you like this video, hit that like button, comment, subscribe. I got more coming soon. Yes, sir.